comfortable talking about getting sober?
Yeah.
So, what was like rock bottom for you, or what was the trigger that turned that? And was that, how many times did you have to go through that?
So the bottom of it was looking in the mirror one morning and not wanting to live anymore and not wanting to die. So having that mutual fear of not wanting to go forward and not wanting to die was like this eye-opening experience where I need to do something different. I need to get some help. And one of the things that introduced me that even the concept of that was that I had a customer working at the Guitar Center, a guy named Wes Arkeen. And Wes Arkeen was involved with Guns N' Roses in the early days. I think he had some co-writes on the first Guns N' Roses record. Mm-hmm. And he would come into the store, he looked like a homeless person. Like just dirty and abscesses on his arms. Like, and the first time he walked in, I said to my manager, I think there's a homeless guy in here. He's like, no. That's Wes Arkeen. He wrote You're Crazy, and I think some of those songs from the first Guns N' Roses record. So I would go help him out, and he was like crazy drug addict. Like he would just come in, I guess, at the end of Benders.
Right.
And I remember seeing him, and like he gave me his phone number. We should jam sometime, bro. And I was like, okay, this is nuts. Because I was getting fucked up, but I wasn't like looking like that.
That was next level.
And I remember like I hadn't seen him for a few months, and he came in the store, and he was like clear skin, arms were healed up, and he's like came bopping in like this. He's like, hey bro. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? He's like, I got sober, man, clean and sober. You should try it out sometime. And he left. And I was like, what the fuck was that? So that fateful morning when I just was at they call it the last end of the last house on the left. Like I was there. There was nowhere else for me to go. I couldn't call anybody back home because I burned all the bridges. I was going to be homeless. I was fucking up my life.
Right.
I called him and I said, I need help.
You called Wes?
Yeah. I called because I had his number.
How ironic is that?
Yeah. And he's like, do you have any dope left? I'm like, nope. Lie. It's a lie. I had dope left because what kind of drug addict was it?
Right. What's the thing? If your lips are moving, you're lying. Right?
You're lying. And he goes, okay, I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock. I'm going to take you to the meeting. So I got off the phone with him, did my last little, what I had left.
Right.
He picked me up at 5 o'clock, he took me out to dinner. I was completely uncomfortable in my skin. Like, what am I walking in? And he took me to my first 12-step meeting. And he took me to a meeting that was at like 11 o'clock at night in Boys Town in West Hollywood, because that's where the late night meeting was in Hollywood. It was in the heart of Boys Town. And it was like a fucking freak show circus. People screaming.
Boys Town, is that like the hood or what was? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
It's primarily a LGBT neighborhood, LGBTQ, whatever that is. But at night, it was like anything goes down there.
Right.
It's a little nuts. Not as dangerous as like East LA or Compton. More like freaky.
Yeah.
Like transgender people walking in, sitting down next to you, homeless people stumbling into the meeting. It was just fucking craziness.
Yeah.
And people with 20 years of sobriety, but it was the only place you could go at night.
Right.
It was nuts. People with like a day that were wet-brained and crazy. Yeah, we have a home for you. Everyone was welcome. It was fucking crazy. So he took me to that meeting, and I remember sitting there going, this is nuts. But that was when I got my first dose of what of the idea of 12 steps and the idea of sobriety. And so I spent about a year going in and out of that. Like I'd get a couple weeks and I'd be like, fuck it.
Right.
Smoking crack seemed like a good idea. I'd go try some of that. Oh, that didn't really work out. But then I did have that fateful moment when I had a near overdose.
Oh,
I think I was overdosing, but somehow I made it through it. And I reached out to, I had moved into this house that I lived in. I rented a bedroom off of these two girls that had a house. And they were sober as well. Karen and Austin were their names, and they, you know,
Good memory. You had a good memory, man.
thank you. And they said, well, we're going to get you some help, and they called somebody, and then I've been sober ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.